Hey YouTube, how you doing? It is your boy Pete Screen Never Go right back here on the channel today. We are doing a quick vlog today. I'm down staying with my good friend Sonic Yoda of Sega Driven, as you're aware. We are down in London for SonicCon. I've come down the day before, went over to the venue, and we kind of caught up with quite a few people in like a kind of preamble kind of drinks, and met a few people. Didn't stay for too long because I'm not staying in the hotel. I'm staying in a different part of London because London is expensive. So, yeah, it's been cool so far. I managed to catch up with Davies, as you know, if you've met her before, Sonic R fame and all that. And, yeah, we just caught up with some friends. And tomorrow, on the actual event, I will be, if you've seen all the socials and bits and pieces, I'll be hosting a panel with Sven from TSS. Hopefully, that'll be recorded and that'll go up on the Sonic Stadium YouTube channel. That's what I'm hoping. We'll be getting the raw stuff for it afterwards, but otherwise, I'm going to be going around, going to try to vlog as much as I can and catch as much of the event and just kind of report on it. So it'll probably be like a post-day kind of thing, like stop some people and just talk to them as we're going through. I did try to do this for the Manchester one. Unfortunately, I've still got the footage, it just didn't come out very well. So we're gonna sit down and we're gonna have a proper go at it this time. But yeah, I've still got the footage of the Bentley Jones's concert from last year, as well as quite a few other things just walking around the merch hall. So it'll be interesting to see the difference from last year. My major complaint of last year's one was that everything felt too much to get to. The floor plan for this year seems like it's a really big hall and everything's kind of together. So I'm kind of interested to see how that's going to look, but we'll talk about that tomorrow. But yeah, until then, I'll see you soon. So I'm not going to show how well you're going to be able to hear me. It's so much brighter than it was yesterday. It was raining as everything, but today's a nice shiny day. It's Saturday, the day of the con. We're just on our way at Hammersmith to get to the venue. My hair's a mess because the wind has blown everything everywhere. So I think I left my combs and stuff back at the hotel, so we'll smooth that out in a bit. But I'm looking forward to it. We're gonna get there, gonna catch up with Sven. We're gonna make sure the panel's ready, and then we're gonna probably tour the floor if we've got time. This is the first panel, doesn't start until 10:30, which is us. And yeah, we're gonna check on the floor, check some of the vendors, and see who we can catch up with. So I'll see you for the next update shortly. And we're back in the room. We're back from SonicCon. I'm wearing some of my cool new merch from Giles Bone of the Convention Creators, which we picked up at SonicCon. Oh my goodness, it has been a long trip home. Trains aplenty, trains into buses, buses into coaches, and then blah, 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 blah. What a trip. I do want to say, first of all, big shout out to my friends Sonic Yoda over at Sega Driven, and obviously his partner Jen. They put us up instead of having to pay for an expensive hotel in London. While it would have been nicer to be closer to the con, sometimes money doesn't flow that way, as well as time. However, I did have a lot of fun at the convention. Doing the panel with Sven was really a lot of decent fun, essentially. We kind of kept to time. I managed. That was my one job. That was my one job in hosting that panel, was to keep Sven to time. We were going to plan to actually do some Q&A, and we kind of touched on SOS and same, a lot less than we actually were aiming to at the end. We spent more on talking about TSS, which I think was the main idea anyway. We were there to literally just talk about the Sonic Stadium. So I think we did the job there. However, I mean, they had a massive queue. I have not seen a queue to get into a Sonic convention since SOS 13 and 16. Oh, Nelly, the staff definitely had more than they expected. That's the biggest thing I'm going to say. And we'll touch on that a little bit towards the end. I want to talk about all the positives and everything else. First of all, I mean, my biggest complaint to take away from Manchester was that everything felt so spread out. Like, you had to walk everywhere to get to little things, like the meet and greets with the IDW artists and the musical artists. They were off to the side in like a darkened hallway. I didn't even realize they were there until like the afternoon. And just like everywhere you wanted to go, you had to walk past everything just to get to the vendors, and then you had the gaming room and hover meter. This year, it felt like you fell out of something, you fell into something else. Was brilliant, with my only exception, I feel like there were vendors too close to like the shadow stage and the hover media entrance. So if you wanted to get to that kind of section of the vendors, you really couldn't, because you had one line that was just trying to get into those rooms, and then another set of lines, like people there just at the vendors, and then people just trying to get through. That side was not brilliant, but then they left all the space on the other side because you had to get into the main stage, right? I don't know. I don't really know what they could have done there other than make them thinner rooms but wider. I guess would probably have been the way to go. It's just one of those things you pick up. My major gripe, that was from Manchester. That was solved in London for the most part. I think the biggest thing to take away from London is, I don't know, it just felt there was like a lack of air conditioning in places, and I don't know if that's because it wasn't turned on or something else. But other than that, I really didn't have any gripes. There were people who came to me with gripes. For some reason, as per the norm, I'm at a Sonic convention, people think I'm staffing. So, you know, people came up to me with complaints and questions and everything else. So, it's interesting. My personal day was filled with nothing but good things. I managed to catch up with about 90% of the people that I knew were there. There's about 10% who either didn't find me, or I didn't see, or didn't have time to come and say hello. Most of my day was there running around sorting out, like essentially PAing for Sven is what I put it down to, because we ended up organising a sit down interview with Sonic Paradox, which will be up on the TSS channel. We did a sit down interview with TJ Davies, which will be up on the TSS channel. We didn't, unfortunately, due to some unfortunate happenings, we didn't get a chance to do a sit down with Bentley and Johnny. However, I managed to get some verticals recorded, which I'm probably going to put up on the screen, which will go over to TSS as well. And Johnny was gracious enough to give me a little bit of his personal time after he'd finished doing the meet and greets. just to say hello, because I haven't spoken to the guy since we did the interview in 2021, which was up on the channel the other day. And yeah, I mean, obviously we haven't seen Johnny in person since 2016, so it was good to catch up. Unfortunately, Sven had to call it a day to personal shit, so he missed most of the con anyway towards the end. But you know, dude's doing all right. He's fine. And then we're just sorting stuff out. I do want to give a big shout out, other than that, to Jamie of Sonic Cage Dome and Giles of, you know, they're both working together as the convention creatives. Very hospitable. My first time meeting Giles, he's a very lovely gentleman. He is very outgoing, very gracious, very warm. I felt almost overwhelmed with how much warmth that the gentleman had. I have not got enough good words to say, but you know, they're very open and just welcoming into their space and just having chats throughout the day and seeing how they were doing. So I cannot say anything bad with regard to those. In terms of like the meet and greets, it was fantastic to have a chance to see Miles, Abby, and Mark that have done some IDW work. I've caught up with them all before at FanFest. Two of them are good friends. One of them caught up. We did the interview with Abby at FanFest last time back in Bristol, so it was lovely to see her again. The Paradox guys are fantastic to chat to. One day I will sit down and have an actual personal catch up with those guys and catch up, because I want to pick their brains about so much stuff throughout the years. God, I've been watching Sonic Shorts since SOS 09, right? When they were first showing stuff off there. So, you know, I've got a long and tumultuous history with those guys there. I had a quick catch up with Bentley off camera. We caught up with Johnny off camera. I didn't have a chance to catch up with the VAs for, you know, the adventure games. Unfortunately, like, those guys were super mega busy all day. Rightly so. Expected as much. I don't think they come over to the UK that often. But, you know, it would have been nice. Unfortunately, I didn't have the time to catch up with them when they're so busy as well. Otherwise, you know, maybe next time, who knows. I do want to give a super shout out. Thank you very much to all the SonicCon staff for all the stuff we were asking on the day. You were very gracious and accommodating. And, yeah, you know, I was just chatting to most of them after the convention finished, between the point of ending, helping them tidy and getting ready for their after party. I didn't get to hang around for the after party that long. It started really late as well. It's just the day. The biggest thing I want to say, right, is that SonicCon's had 2 conventions, and they've taken it from the size of like SOS 8, 9, 10, right? And they've jumped it all the way to 16. And this is something I was talking to the con guys about as well, is the fact that the volunteer team that we had at SOS 16 was far larger than their team at 25, right? SonicCon is clearly filling a hole in that Sonic convention in the UK that SOS has left. And we did touch on this when we talked about conventions on the actual panel itself, right? Like, it's nice that Summer of Sonic was there, and it's led to like Expo, Revolution, Boom, you know, Western Supersonic into FanFest now, and you've also got SonicCon, which has done Manchester and London. It'll be interesting to see what the change is going forward. Do they go smaller, go back to Manchester, try somewhere different? Do they go to another location, maybe middle of the country? Do they go northeast? Do they go southwest? Where do they go? It'll be interesting to see where they go. I don't know. It's a massive uptick to London, and it was a fantastic day. I had a good time, and I'm definitely looking forward to the next one. But yeah, that's just about me done. I can't talk. I have very much bad stuff about it. I had a good day. I know some people had some bad stuff. Unfortunately, that's what's going to happen sometimes. They've had exponential growth in the span of a year and a half, and they don't have the volunteer team that, you know, they probably should do. Talking to their guys, there's reasons for it. And hopefully they'll overcome those reasons and there'll be better manpower and a team going forward. But, you know, what are you going to do? They did the best they could. Demand is too high, I guess, for big Sonic conventions with big names. But yeah, I guess that's it from me. I had a fun time. I'm looking forward to the next thing. Until the next SonicCon is announced, I'm definitely going to be at FanFest in Cardiff. I don't know if I'm helping. I don't know if I'm guesting. I don't know if I'm just going to be there having a fun day with friends and catching up with faces old and new. One last thing before we go. Thank you to everybody who did recognize me, call me out. Next time, grab me, take a picture. Hopefully I'll be less running around, but it was great to talk to you guys. Anyone that talked to me about Race for Good, thank you very much. Anybody who knew me, thank you for saying hello. Next time I will endeavour to take some pictures. If you want to grab a picture with us, let us know in the future. It's weird being felt like some kind of celebrity, but you know, it all helps somebody's ego somewhere. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Until I see you again, as always, take care, stay safe, and play more games.